How's it going, peeps? Welcome back to my channel. My humblest apologies again for being 5 minutes late. I'm making a fucking habit of this. I firstly and foremost want to apologize for the background that you see. Just moved house yesterday, so as you can imagine, it's a fucking fuckery here behind me or whatever. But yeah, let's get on to it. Let's start this pod. It is another show. We're doing the weekend review. We just had the Champions League draw. It's a lot of issues to discuss as well. So I will first and foremost bring the first guy in, the guy who's a regular guest here on Tail Big Man. How you doing, Big G?
What's happening, David Boy? It's always a pleasure to be on this chat with you guys. I'm looking forward to it. And I know you guys are going to go at me about a lot of results that has gone through this weekend, but thanks for having me, my man. I'm happy to be here.
Always lovely to have you, my guy. Always lovely to have you. We have refereeing decisions. We have Champions League draws. We have Manchester United. There's a whole lot that I want to discuss with you, but I'll save that moment.
I'm ready for you, my brother. I'm ready for you.
What's up, Davey?
How's it, brother? How you doing?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Sure, man. I'm alive and kicking.
Now you must be smiling after the other night, eh?
Yeah, I can tell it was raucous. There's holes here in the ground.
You know what? You guys deserved it. Honestly, I said we were gonna win 2-0, but that was my heart speaking. But you know what? Let's be honest, Liverpool are miles and levels ahead of everybody, and we'll dig into it. But I think you guys deserved it. There's still a couple of refereeing decisions that are currently on my mind.
Yeah,
but we'll get into that. And my last and final guest, Fabo. How's it?
What's happening, boys? What's happening?
Baby.
You good? How are you feeling? How are you feeling? We got Liverpool again tonight. We weren't part of the Champions League draw, but we part of the Carabao Cup tonight. Give me a brief summary of what.
That's mixed emotions, man. After Monday's performance, you don't know what to expect out of these boys. You could see something completely different from our B team compared to the big boys. So yeah, I'm excited again. I can only defeat what's in front of me.
Exit that way.
Lovely stuff. First and foremost, also true. Bless you first and foremost. Bless you, Dale.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, do you want to tissue, my man? Are you okay?
I'm allergic to certain responses from Pabba, so if it happens during this chat,
I know you've got time.
Look, I can't talk to people who only recently got their wins, so I understand, man. They're not used to winning this season yet. It's only their first win, so they're used to this. It's a new feeling for them.
Calm down. 3 times. Relax.
3 times. I lose against the reigning champions. Other people struggle against other teams, but hey, we discussed this a bit further in our chat, eh?
Relax.
Okay, cool. Pabba, forgive me if I sneeze again.
Hey, don't fall down. If I get the penalty to United.
You know what? Let's actually start with United. Dale, I have my own thoughts.
You have your own thoughts?
Dale, big man, you might as well give us your summary of the game. Brighton, I don't know if that is the first time I've ever seen a game being blown off and then all of a sudden you get a penalty awarded after the final whistle went. But we'll dig into it. Give me your thoughts. What was your brief summary on the game?
Yeah. Before we get to the penalty situation.
On the penalty decision. Yeah, but again, give me. Am I lagging? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You slight lag, but
can you hear me now?
Yeah.
There's a lag.
Yeah, you lagging a bit.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but there's no video lag.
Whoa! Did I freeze?
Yeah, you're fine now. You're fine now.
Yeah. You're like Arsenal against Liverpool. You froze.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shots fired.
Okay, Crystal Palace. Okay, Crystal Palace at home.
David, come back, bruh. This is your 3rd time now. Please don't make it one more.
Hey guys, I'm free.
Yeah, you can go
Carry
for
on,
it.
carry
We
on.
hear you.
Yeah,
Okay,
go
so
for it, Dale.
I'll continue, David. You can just fall in. So yeah,
Gary, can you hear
gents,
me?
like,
Yes.
yeah.
Go
So yeah,
for
I'll
it, big
just
man.
continue. David can just fall in. So yeah, the game itself. I don't know if you guys watched it from the beginning to the end. If I look at the stats, I'm actually on the stats right now. Brighton, they dominated us with everything. The only categories where we dominated was the tackling and the clearances. So that for me really showed that if someone had to
I'm
look
back.
at the
I'm back.
result
I can hear you.
and
Can
not
you guys
watch
hear
it,
me?
we can hear you, blood.
Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes, we
Yes,
can
sir.
hear.
Someone just sent David a message and tell him we can hear him.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Continue. I'll fall in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move,
So
and
that,
if everything is fine, then just give thumbs up.
how can the host disconnect? This wasn't the host.
Yeah, go on,
So yeah,
Dale. We still live.
let's keep
We still live.
it the
Go
3-man
on.
party so long. Yeah. So
Sure.
like
Yeah,
I
go
said,
on.
it's the Brighton was dominating in all different categories: possession, shots on target, and shots. So for me as a United supporter, and I didn't watch the game, if I look at the results and say 3-2, I was like, yo, that probably was a fantastic game, but it
Mm.
wasn't. It was poor. It was the ball position. Like, I know with United, if we're losing a game or something, all the games were always dominating on ball position, bruh. So if you
Mm.
lose, if you win the game, um, at least it's shots on target or something, be more than the
Mm.
opposing team. But none of us
Yeah.
we beat. Nowhere on the pitch did we beat Brighton, and that for me
Mm.
was a sad thing. I didn't go on in
Mm.
the group about United won and stuff like that because it was just one
Mm.
of those days where it's like it was a small team that we beat, that we scraped through. And for me, it's like that should happen against a big team. You should say, "Oh, no, I scraped through against a Chelsea, a Liverpool, or Manchester City." But for me to scrape through and coming back from a 3-1 loss against Crystal Palace, for me it was like, nah, man, it was really disappointing.
Mm. But
I don't know what needs to change. I know it's United's second game, but I don't know if you guys noticed when we played last season, we that 12 game unbeaten run in the league. We had players that actually wanted to play football. The players that are sitting on our bench are actually the ones that actually want to play football. And I'm
mm.
referencing to guys like Fred, McTominay, and if I look at Donny van de Beek, why is he still on the bench? Why is Martin still on the bench? Those are the guys that
Exactly.
actually controls the game. So now it's no more on, yeah, why we're struggling against teams. It's a thing of, why are we not dominating the game at least? Get control of
Yeah.
the ball, dominate
Yeah.
the game, and then you'll take it from there. Because we
Yeah.
Yeah.
can't counter attack if we don't have the ball. We can't
True.
score if we don't have the ball. And that was just the last part on the end of with the penalty situation. It's a guaranteed penalty. It's that call was
Mm.
100% correct, and
Mm.
I am grateful that we got that, bruh. Because to end the
Mm.
game on 2-2, my man, yo, I don't know how it deal with social media. Like, I'm not gonna listen to any of you guys about the penalty call and the game being blown off. You can come with
Yeah.
anything we want, 3-2,
Yeah.
but I was very, very disappointed in our performance. Like, from possession right down. The only thing we won on was tackles, clearances, and offsides. That's the only thing we beat them on.
Offside.
Just that.
Yeah.
But
Offside.
look,
Just that.
Dale, if I can just add something that Brighton at home, they're a dangerous team. They can't be taken lightly. So I knew always it's going to be a tricky game. What Graham Potter is doing there is really something special. But I knew United was going to struggle there. But whoa, the way they struggled, like you're saying, they normally keeping position and all those things.
Yeah.
And then
David
Brighton
Boy,
would maybe get him on the counter.
we didn't struggle. Struggling is when you're trying to do something and you start to get it
It's
right.
not
We
going
were
your way.
outplayed.
Outplayed,
Four
yeah.
times hitting the ball, my man. March
Yeah.
hitting the ball. We were
Yeah.
outplayed, my man. So for
Yeah,
me, it was
yeah.
like the result. I'm grateful for that result because I know that's
Yeah.
not a true reflection of
Yeah.
what the scoreline was supposed to be. Take away the
Yeah.
penalty call, take away the comeback.
Yeah.
Keeper was beaten 4 times.
Yeah.
Just the
Yeah.
post wasn't beaten. So for me, it was like they outplayed us. We were trying to just keep our head above water, but we were drowning. And in the second game of the season against, Yeah.
Del, can I say something quickly? Can I add a quickly on that? You said the guy was beaten 4 times, no? Do you think it's time for Henderson to step up? Looking at his performance, he did in the Carabao.
My man. Last night, I was
very
Henderson.
good question.
I was
Actually,
Henderson last night.
That's what I'm asking. Is the time to step up now?
We've all seen a similar goal opportunity that the guy would the guy make that save? No. Henderson's number one thing that counts for Henderson is reflexes. Beautiful. And that's what's gonna count for us. The guy's time of making these cat-like saves and all these savings with his feet and stuff, it's long gone. Last night I was convinced that Dean Henderson is our next number one, and it needs to happen in our next Premier League game against Tottenham on Sunday.
Oh, that's a big one. Throwing in the deep end.
That's not big. What did you say? What did you say about Martinez and Leno? You bring Leno in until Martinez start making mistakes. Am I right?
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
So that's
100%.
my feel. The guy was not just a save, and it's not mistakes of the past 6 or 7 games. We're talking about 3 years of making mistakes. So time is up, my man. Bring in Dean Henderson. Go sit bench, relax, watch this guy do his work, and that will motivate you. You can't motivate someone if he's guaranteed to start the next day. You can't just all the time feed him if he's not gonna change. You know what I'm saying? It's a simple thing.
No, agree.
So that's my 5 cents. I hope it was worth it, but I honestly feel like Dean Henderson.
I agree with you.
Not a permanent.
I agree.
position.
Look, I want to apologize for jumping out. I've got bad connectivity.
That's cool. I was host for 2 minutes there.
Yeah. Tell the only thing that upset me was Brighton scored that equalizer.
Can you guys hear me now?
On the last minute. We can hear you, Devin. On the last minute.
Davy.
I'm
so glad, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, this win. I don't know what's happening with this win.
Devin, Devin is a nuisance.
Yeah.
Devin, boy, go to another room, my man. Okay, yeah, Devin, just a quick one before Devin interrupts us again. We brought on
it's done.
We brought on Eric Bailey. 5 defenders, my friend. 5 defenders. What does it mean when you bring on another defender? We're closing shop. No goals are coming through. What happened? What happened? A man open, free to score. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So why do you bring on another defender? You don't do those things anymore. 5 defenders against Brighton.
I don't know what the fuck is going on here.
Chance win. Like, against a team like Brighton, why do you throw on more defenders?
Yeah,
it makes
no sense. Let me jump out. I'll come back in again.
Against the Liverpool, I can understand if you need to close up shop against those likes. But a Brighton, that's...
Thank you.
Really?
Thank you. You're not supposed to be doing it. Those substitutions are made against a Liverpool, against bigger clubs, bigger North London clubs like Chelsea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I won't do those things to lower London clubs like Arsenal, Brighton, or West Ham.
Okay. I'll give you that, James.
Don't like these substitutions against lower clubs like Arsenal that ends 8th and stuff like that. We don't do that. That's disrespectful.
What happened the last time we played, man?
But while we're at it, my man, Faba, let me take over here. Talk to me about Liverpool and Arsenal.
No, I'll give it to you. Honestly, Arteta's game plan that we came out there, it wasn't for us. You can't go against Liverpool. Yeah, it wasn't. It was never going to work. You can't go against the likes of a front 3 that is so in sync with each other. That's going to come relentlessly after you, non-stop. We were never ever supposed to come out defensively against Liverpool. Every single time we got the ball, it's just kick out. That was junior football where you just say, get the ball and kick it out. Our front 3 was starved of position. When they also got the ball, it's like, I think 3 or 4 chances we had in the whole entire game. Firmino had 4 or 5 chances in the first, and that's already. So what does that really tell you? the whole game completely changed as when Caballos came on. Then we actually started attacking Pool, and all of a sudden, everything just began opening up. That is the game plan we should have gone for in the first place against Pool. Look what Leeds done against them. Leeds went all out, attack, and Liverpool couldn't take it. And that's why they conceded 3. And look there, as soon as Caballos came on, Lacazette had a chance. You could have equalized it, make it 2-2. Completely different game.
Apparently, if Lacazette was the shooter for Tupac would have still been alive.
Yeah, that's right. I give it to you. Hey, you can't say it's confident.
Check. I hear what you're saying. And that's what I brought the point up for your starting lineups. There's not a game where you test out the different formation.
Yeah.
What I saw against Liverpool, I didn't see against previous teams, and I'm talking about your cup competitions and all those things. The formation was completely different, my man. So why did he change it up?
No, the formation wasn't different. The formation wasn't different. The formation was still the same. It was 5-2-3 formation. But it's the players he brought in. That was the problem. You can't bring on the likes of El Nene to take on Liverpool's midfield. Keita was having a field day in that midfield because he had acres of space over there. Acres. That midfield was nowhere at all. Of course, they're going to run Ryan. You need to see Lacazette and Williams there in the keeper's box because they starved of position. They might well have put up camping chairs there in Liverpool's half because of how they're just enjoying the show over there. So it's not a matter of you shouldn't change formation, anything like that. It's just he didn't bring the right personnel.
Yes.
If we had to take the game to Pool, I honestly believe it would be a different story. Look at our last 2 encounters with them. We won them because we actually took the game to them. We didn't sit back and say, no, it's Anfield, we can't do anything. This is like the one ever time I was actually confident where I said, I could actually maybe do like a little upset against Pool because they didn't have that fan base for it. But unfortunately, just the boys didn't come to play.
Yeah, I don't think you have that United effect to take points off Liverpool at Anfield. You know what I'm saying? So try again next time. But David Boy, coming to you, my man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. How do you feel about this whole situation between Liverpool and Arsenal? Because you guys dominated the stats, bro, big time.
Yeah, big time. Look, when we lost 2-1 at the Emirates, and then the goal that we conceded at Wembley, it was when they played the ball from the back, you know. And when I saw them doing it at Anfield, I thought that's a big mistake. Try that stuff here by Anfield. You're gonna pay the price for it. And they couldn't really get out from the back, and that's why Aubameyang didn't really have. He probably just had one opportunity, but he decided to pass the ball. Other than that, there wasn't any. The ball fell to the guy that had an off night. Really, I think if Alisson didn't decide to relax there in the poles, then Arsenal wouldn't have gotten anything. But I think it was a raucous game, and I enjoyed it, man. Really, like I always enjoy the game against Arsenal. It was goals and entertaining. Yeah,
that's the thing that gives you goals. Yeah. But now after watching the transfer windows now still open and stuff like that, and that goes for both Faba and Devin. Like, where do you guys feel like you need to strengthen? Are you happy with the team going forward? Because I'm not happy with United, so I'd rather ask you guys first. Like, where do you feel like you need to strengthen, and are you guys all happy with the team?
You can go for the first, Devin.
I really think if we can get a centre back, you know, apparently Mane sent a SMS to Koulibaly to sort of put him off of not signing for Man City. I don't know how true it is.
Hand clap there quickly.
Yo, clap hands, man. Oh my God. Yo.
Welcome back. I was running out of questions here, bro.
Nah, you know what? You guys have been in enough of these things to know how it goes and how it works. So I really appreciate it. So keep it going. Carry on. Don't mind me.
Yeah. Let me continue, bro.
Koulibaly, Sane.
Yeah, because you know, Gomez is injury prone, man, and Fabinho is not somebody that would really want to play defense for a long period of time, but he would step in for an emergency or if somebody's injured, yes. But that's why I definitely think a centre back, if we can go and get into the market now for a centre back and the proper one, then definitely I think we'll improve big time.
But Devin, can I ask you something quickly? Can I ask you something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't you say that Fabinho in as a centre back is better for Pool because that what allows the likes of Thiago to get more game time?
Yes, but that's what make the competition so tight. You see, so they must fight for a position. It's not that anything is given to anyone. Fabinho had to wait a while before he could come into the midfield, and now he's a player that found that position and he's solid there in the midfield. Like Milner was at left back, he was solid at left back and keeping Moreno out of the team, but that wasn't his position, and he's not really happy in that position. So we shouldn't really put our faith in having somebody in a position that he's not really happy in. He would do it now and then, but not to as a permanent. Yeah.
No, get
Yeah,
you.
look, if I may, if I may come in here, Devi, I didn't quite hear what you guys were discussing, but if I can lay off on the thing, I think one thing you have to say is that this Liverpool team they are versatile in the sense they have versatility. They can put anyone slot in or whatever. If you have to look at it like this, I know we are miles off and miles off, but I think we are similar in the sense with Arteta, the way as the system is there. The same thing with Liverpool. You could see from day one when Klopp came in. I remember the game was against Spurs, and all of a sudden you're seeing Joe Allen press. If I'm making sense, he brought players to suit these systems. I think that's testament. And I mean, they are the only team I know that can have a player like, let's say, Thiago missing and still find somebody that can come in and do a job. Their club captain is missing. He wasn't missed now the other night. Like Faba said, Keita was having a field day as well. You could, and even now, you have to remember they've got Takumi Minamino. They've got what's the other guy? Jota, even.
Jota, yeah.
And can slot in and do a job. And I just think Klopp is the perfect example
Jota
of
must score the third goal against you guys, no?
I watched the game. There's no need to remind me. It was a handball, by the way. Before I even come here, you know what? I've enough stress in my life. That network issues. I don't need you reminding me about things that I saw already.
Sorry, man. Glad you guys actually confirmed to the third goal.
My take on the game, for me, they are the Rolls Royce of football at the moment right now. I think the only other team that can compete with Liverpool in world football is Bayern Munich. Like I said again, simply just Klopp has the system. He's got everything that suits his way, and there's no surprise they're gonna cruise to the league. I said it when they signed Thiago. If they sign Thiago, they'll be cruising to the league. I can't see Pep giving Liverpool a run for his money because damn, Pep looks like he's on his third divorce, my man. He's drinking water like there's no. But what I will say is about our game, what I took. Kevin, we've watched how many games together already where you could say before, now we're gonna slap you, we're gonna annihilate you, and it happened. We were out of the game within half an hour. One thing I liked for the first time, I don't know if Fabian feels the same, but I came out of Anfield, you know what, thinking, damn, what if we took that chance? What if the Lacazette goal went in? What if we just had hung on? What if the third goal didn't get scored in the 88th minute? You know what I mean? We stay. Arteta showed me he can stay in the game at Anfield with rubbish players, and it gives. The only thing I want now is for them to back the manager. That's it. But furthermore, Liverpool, Rolls Royce of football. But if I may, and this is what I want to get on to, the Mane. What do you guys think of that? I think that's a sending off. Mane's one is a sending off. I think that's a sending off. The Robertson goal is handball. And the third goal is handball as well. I knew you were gonna laugh. I didn't expect I'll tell you why.
I hear you.
I'll tell you why. You know what? I'll come to United actually. If you remember a game when we played on Highbury in 2003, Sol Campbell hit Ruud van Nistelrooy. It was Solskjaer actually, with the elbow in the face, and he got sent off.
Yes.
My man,
Yes.
Mane, looked at Tierney. He looked at him and said, I'm going to rush you up. I'm going to take you out now. I don't care. You know what the only thing it is? I think the only thing that saved him was because it was so early in the game.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
again, you have to remember there was another tackle in a World Cup final that was also early in the game. It was a Liverpool player.
De Jong and
There you go. And what referee was in
De Jong and
charge?
Xavi.
Yes, again, Xavi with a high kick.
Yes. It was so that was
Was it
a
Howard Webb?
World Cup final. No, it was in South Africa.
The referee for that final.
Who was the referee? Who was the ref?
Who was it?
Howard Webb from the English Premier League.
Yes, I said Howard Webb.
It was
I
Howard
said
Webb.
Howard Webb.
It was
And
Howard
since
Webb,
then,
your
no
favorite,
English
your
ref
MVP.
has ever refed again in the World Cup.
Exactly. So,
I feel
like
you.
again,
I feel
Devi,
you.
I take nothing
But
away
let-
from
let- let us-
Liverpool.
Let us not go that route, Davey. Let us not go that route because I see what route you're trying to go. What if
I'm
that
not-
happened? What if the calling happened? You guys lost, finish and clear. Give
We
the
lost,
respect.
yes, but these are critical
finish.
decisions. These are vital. My point that I'm making is I'm taking nothing away from Liverpool, but the point that I'm trying to make is the standard of refereeing. Okay, let's take our game out. Take our game. Did you guys see the penalty call in the Tottenham game?
Yes, what?
The Dyer.
The Dyer one.
Yeah, the Dyer one.
Yes.
Where?
No.
Look, if I can say something on that, Devin.
Was that? Okay, go, Devin.
That was the handball, eh?
Yes, the handball, the penalty, which Jordan still went on about it.
Yeah, Devin, look, for me, the guys know already. If they make themselves big, it's going to be a penalty. If he's jumping for the ball, he's facing the ball. If he's jumping, his hand's going to be in front of him like this. Why is his hands going there on the side of his body? You know what I mean? So these guys are saying, oh, it's part of the jump. They're actually being sly because they're thinking they can actually make themselves bigger.
Yeah.
By avoiding,
Yeah.
you know, the same with Waupe from Brighton. Why was his
Waupe,
hands
yeah.
there?
Ah, exactly.
You know
Why
what
would
I
you go
mean?
like that? Yeah, true.
You know, so
But
these
guys,
guys, they
what I
know
said
what they're
what-
doing.
What I said in the beginning of the at the beginning of the season with the handball of Lindelof.
Even that one.
Our we as human beings, like let us not always look at the soccer players. We all played footy. Your arm, for me, an handball is an arm stretched out. You don't have any control on your arm halfway out. You understand what I'm saying? Because then we should play with our hands behind our backs. So with these type of calls, and I said that, and I knew we are going to get to this point, is if you make the first call of the season a penalty, be consistent
That's it.
in your penalty
That's it.
calls.
Exactly.
That's
Agree,
all. That's all I
100%.
want. I took it. We lost. We got a penalty, but then be consistent. Don't say, okay, penalty against this guy, and then the next team they don't get the penalty, but it's the exact same call.
Mm,
You feel me? So be
I'm with you.
consistent in your calls and with the referees or whoever that's there, because apparently the fourth official of yesterday's game with United, he was the bra that was on the VAR system on Saturday. So is that their forms of punishment because apparently he had a wrong call? It wasn't supposed to be penalty, but be consistent. Be consistent for what if your call is. I still don't know what the handball rule is. If it's arm out the range,
It's by the
or if
sleeve.
it's halfway.
By the
By the
sleeve.
sleeve, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
Sleeve down. Yeah.
Okay,
Sleeve down.
so no matter how it is, if it's here, sleeve down, it's still a penalty.
Penalty. Yeah. Sorry. Also, like, can I just add on the decisions, man? The Pogba tackle. I don't know if it's March or Trosa that he tackled there in the box that the ref gave, and then VAR overturned.
One, actually.
Not a
Because
penalty.
they
Not a penalty.
no look at first.
Okay,
you would say, penalty,
Okay,
there's
go, David.
contact.
Go ahead.
Look, penalty, there's contact. The ref, he sees it out, how they're running, and he says, penalty, there's contact. VAR says, okay, have a look. Now they're saying, was there, what do they call it now?
Chance on goal.
The obvious error. If it's not, if it's not the obvious
Lying
error by the
obvious
ref, man.
opportunity, is that?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Which for me, the ref didn't make also obvious mistake. Like it could have been a penalty. There was contact made. If it was out of the box, he would have said a foul. You know what I mean?
Hands down, he would.
Hands down, yeah.
So for me, for them to overturn that wasn't right also.
Yeah.
Even though if you look at it in slow motion, it's not a penalty.
Look, how many times
way
have
the
we
refs
seen those
tackle.
given also? Sorry to interrupt you, Devi, but
Yeah.
how many times have we seen them given? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Thank you, yeah. Thank you. And especially for United, a lot of last season's penalties was calls like that they made. So that's why I said this season just be consistent in the way you're
Yes.
gonna call, because for me it's like, okay, for me it's a brushing of a player. You understand? It's we connecting. It didn't take him off his feet, but the player fell. There was contact, and to me that's
Yes.
a penalty. But
Yes.
if you're gonna say that was a penalty, then throughout the season or your next 5
Yeah.
games, what happens to Arsenal, what happens to Liverpool, what happens to Chelsea, then give the same call. Don't be inconsistent, because I know as these referees, they're in the same forum. They regroup after the weekend. They get their training they get updated with things. So who are the ones that are actually not listening to what is a penalty call, what isn't? Because they're all supposed to be of the same mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
So
it's
why are
even
we still
hard
getting this
also now, man.
inconsistency with
But
penalties?
that's also understand, Elna. Some refs don't see it that way. Some refs will see it, nah, it's a soft tackle and play on. Because you have players that feels the slightest brush on you, and they go
Yeah.
down.
Fair enough.
That's all
That's right,
hard.
yeah.
They,
Some of them
they,
see it as a
Fair
matter of
enough.
opinion,
But what I'm
actually, as
saying
well.
is,
they feel
what I'm
in
saying
breath
is, if you
and
guys,
they go down.
yeah, but if you're calling a penalty when it's with that situation that David brought up, then the refs that I'm talking about, VAR, they're also refs. So where's the broken telephone here? That man on the floor is saying it's a penalty, man above says no, it's not a penalty, and then it gives us topic of conversations, and then it falls on a stat towards United and saying helped by VAR. You know, that's what a stat that you want for a team. It actually causes a negative stat towards a team to say, okay, that was overruled because of that was a Manchester United player finishing clear. So for me, it's like this unnecessary calls. If it's a penalty, I want that rush of blood. Penalty, finishing clear. But you must also be confident in your call. You can't just have these things overturned. But I'm also contradicting myself because I was happy that the penalty stood against Brighton. So sorry about that.
That's cool. That's cool. I get. I know what you're saying. It is the consistency of the refs. I agree with you in that sense. And look, there was times in the season last year where they were calling it love pool as well. But if you look at the statistics, what the stats said was United got most of the VAR. But look, again, like Fabian said, also I agree with Fabian in the sense that he's saying that it is now a basis of opinion, if I could put it that way. But again, I don't want to hop it. You were going to say something, Davi?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to ask, what do you guys think of it's been 22 matches so far in the Premier League, 20, and there's been 21 penalties given. What do you guys make of the keepers that has to have a foot on the line? Don't you think they unfair also?
Hell, you're the best one to answer that question. Dale and Faba's actually the best people to answer those questions.
Yeah, but Faba got more goals than me.
Really? My trophy can't say otherwise, but hey, it's not going to that topic. Trophies talk, but okay. Look, when the rule first came out, they said that the rule was made to give keepers an advantage. So that keepers must now, it's not keepers, as to make them on the same level as a striker. Because you get the keepers that will 1-1-1 off the line and give them like an advantage as to where you can actually go again.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But with this whole new thing, like especially with the whole De Gea thing, where they had to recall the penalty.
Yeah.
Dave wasn't on there. You telling me a millisecond Dave moved his foot. Just you can literally see it's a millisecond where he just moved his foot off that line. You telling me that millisecond gave him so much advantage to say that penalty? Come on, man. Come on.
You know, for me, it leaves the keeper basically isolated and as a disadvantage. Alisson made a save, no? After the 21 penalties, Alisson was one of the keepers that made a save.
And Martinez.
Martinez.
Yeah,
but
Martinez.
if I look at the way, if you're flat-footed, no, Faba, you're flat-footed and you're on the line. There's no jump that you can give on the line.
Yes.
There is nothing. Let's look at Jordan Pickford's small arms. How is that going to count against him as a goalkeeper? Flat-footed, and they put something in the bottom 90.
It's true.
How are you gonna get there, my man?
Yeah.
If you're flat-footed, okay, you can be on your toes. You can be on your toes, but there's no spring. There's no like jump up and then
Yeah.
make that save because it's gonna count against you if you do make that save. So for me, it's like it's a rule that's gonna count against a lot of goalkeepers. I don't know why there hasn't been any complaints yet, or maybe there was. But for as
There
a
has been a
goalkeeper,
couple. There has been a couple.
you cannot be flat-footed and you have a striker that can have the longest run-up ever. That's gonna leave you at a disadvantage all season
Yeah.
long.
Now, see, now that is also where the goalkeepers can actually have an argument as well, where they can actually like pretty much like how we have our fives rule, where you have to have 1 foot next to the
1
ball.
foot, yeah.
Something
Yeah.
similar like that could also be
Exactly like
introduced to
that.
the frame. Make sure that
Yes,
it's even
exactly.
playing field, not a matter of you give the striker advantage to no. Make sure it's
Yeah.
even
Because
playing field for
now
everyone.
the striker actually gets double advantage because
Yeah.
Yeah,
if he has the longest run up ever,
Mm.
and if the keeper does come off his line and makes a save, retake. Number three,
yes,
if he comes off his line again but the striker scores, the goal still stands.
Ah.
yes. So then what's
Mm.
So
the use
then
of
I
having
don't
the
know.
whole entire
The team
keeper
is
coming off
11
the line?
players, not 10 versus a goalkeeper.
And he actually has to hope that the striker has a poor penalty actually, because if he
Mm.
Yes,
has a poor
Yes,
penalty, he's
yes.
not gonna save it.
He needs to make sure that, yeah, and then what the striker's gonna do if that rule
Mm.
still stands? Strikers can easily just put it in the 90 brand, and the biggest
Mm.
goalkeeper
just
that's gonna
power.
save is Jordan Pickford
Yeah, that's
Schools.
all they do. Just go for power.
True, yeah.
Imagine the
Look,
likes of you, like bringing the likes of Roberto Carlos now here into this era with all that power. You let him run from the halfway line and say, "Go take your penalty."
Yo,
He's gonna take
yo,
that
Mm.
my
massive
Frank,
run up over there.
my Frank.
What chances
Uh,
do you have? So,
do you
as I
know?
said, it's
Do you know what? There was one moment where actually, for the first time, I didn't sympathize with Manchester United, but I sympathize with the Manchester United player. I sympathize with the guy about the IU penalty because I'm thinking, here's a goalkeeper that's been in such a horrible run of form. He's just saved the penalty. Similar to when he, do you
which
remember
he
when he came to
desperately
guys,
needed.
they criticized him and all of that stuff, and then he
he's
saved
way
that
over.
fantastic penalty against us.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm thinking to myself, yo, this guy
that
just
guy
saved
where we
that
beat you
penalty.
8-2 now.
I didn't ask for the scoreline again. I know the scoreline. You're just having a ball tonight. Can I finish? You know what? I'm gonna mute this guy, man.
On a point
I'm
of
gonna
order.
mute this guy, man. But
Sorry,
anyway,
guys,
again,
man, sorry,
I wanted
sorry.
to ask
Another
a question
speaker.
to Dale and Faber. You guys are goalkeepers. Do you think you're gonna
Yeah.
find a situation where you find goalkeepers actually standing literally way behind the line and then coming forward a bit? If I'm making sense.
I
Makes
get what
sense.
you mean. Like at all
Similar
times,
like
be
similar
behind
like
the line to make your
similar like
save.
Ruben Nestor used to do when it was a off when it's a free kick. He used to Ruben Nestor always what he used to do is say the wall is at one point. He used to stand further, like close to the goalkeeper in an offside position. Right before the free kick is taken, he drops back, and then he's automatically in an onside position. Do you know what I mean? Do you think that's going to happen for goalkeepers as well at some stage?
Well, it can. Um, it, I don't see how it will work though. You understand? Because as a goalkeeper, you already need to find out. You need to be as close as possible to the ball
To the
Mm,
ball.
or the player
I know
to
it.
find out how that foot is going to be placed and where. Basically, with a goalkeeper, Faber, you know this. The way the striker's position is, the way he positions his foot, you know which way he's
Yes,
gonna go.
True,
If you're
yeah.
still
exactly.
gonna give yourself another steps backward, you're already at a distance from the ball. So you're not gonna see
Yeah.
that. So to move forward, you moving forward, the striker already knows that you're already gonna go forward. So which means you off balance already. You need to stand still more as possible. Remember from the line forward with the old goalkeeper rule, they could just take 1 foot forward and then make the save. But instead of
Yeah.
one step back behind the line, you need to still make sure that your feet needs to be on the line still. So it's a lot of things before the penalty gets taken that you need to focus on. Moving to the line, foot on the line, and then making the save. So if you can get
Mm.
it right as a goalkeeper, then by sure all means if you want that movement. But for me, I don't see goalkeepers flourishing in that department
Yeah.
because that old rule still stands nicely for keeper, but to move, from behind the line, still forward, foot on the line, and still making a save, it's too much PT for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
true.
too much things that this penalty has been made for to be against the goalkeeper. It's more like at the end of the day they just want the striker to score. That's what it all comes down
They're
to.
making it easy,
It's
like
like
yeah, and like the Dutch
80-20
round.
rule. Yeah, it's
Yes,
80-20.
yes.
80% is for the striker to score, 20% is for the keeper to save. And only that say what's gonna happen, like Devon said, if the striker messes up his penalty. That's literally only 20%.
Yeah.
True. I agree. I agree. Are we gonna get into the results? We know we said we're gonna predict who the results, that type of thing. You know that our scoreboard, our predictor. So I think Devon, you are leading this one actually. You didn't you call 3-1 last week, Liverpool?
I said 2-1, man. I was like,
2-1,
literally, I was
2-1.
close. I said 2-1.
You okay? I said Arsenal, so I'm out. I got the Arsenal result wrong. I got
What was your
the
Arsenal result last
Chelsea.
week, David?
Excuse me.
What was your Arsenal your prediction?
I went for 2-0. I went with my heart and not with my head. That's why I'm not a gambling man.
Say again.
You know what? I've had enough of this
Wait,
guy, man. Let me cook this guy, man. Yeah, anyway, like I said, but you know what? I probably only got the United result correct, to be honest with you. That's all I probably got correct.
Just wait, don't skip that part so fast, man. I honestly didn't hear you. You went for Arsenal 2-0 up against Liverpool.
Yes.
Oh. Oh.
You know what? I have quite a few things saved for you for the rest of the season. I'll let you have your fun today.
Yo. That's
But yeah, I
brave
probably
call,
only got
man.
one result
That's a
correct.
brave
It was
call.
United. Devi, how about you? How did you do?
I got United. Yes, no, but I said 3-1 to United.
Still 2
unfortunately,
points though.
2 points here, and then the Liverpool one is 2-1. The Chelsea one I went 3-1, but they drew.
Big shocker. Big shocker.
Yeah. And then who was the last one, Devon?
Chelsea, it was our game.
You
And
know what,
United, there was only the three.
Oh, it's only that
We're
three.
talking about Chelsea, West Brom, and we had Burnley and Southampton as well.
Nah,
Yeah,
we
what
didn't
was your
have Burnley and
biggest guys
Southampton.
talking
We
about?
only picked who was in. Remember, Pascal and Cole was in. So we went
Yes.
with
Yeah,
Chelsea.
yeah.
So we
Oh,
only
you're
had
right.
those 3 games. So I'm on 2 points. Devi, you on 4. Yeah, that's what I can gather so far. But like I said, the league will continue throughout the season. Not much of a gap. But let's first talk about the Champions League draw. Faber, I know we're not in it. Dale.
Yes, sir.
Lovely. Lovely.
Semi-finalist.
Hey, can you see me laughing now?
Woo! What you say, boy?
PSG, Leipzig.
What you say? I have just as much confidence of going
Guys,
further in the
I can't be
Champions League as you do.
I can't be afraid of a team that was the semi-finals of last season. That's last season. This is a new season, my man. This is a new season. All I know is the last time I played PSG in the Champions League, I knocked them out.
Oh,
so
you want to go back to that one?
Scared of United. No,
We
if
really
you
want to go back to that
RB
one.
Leipzig, that was good last season. All I'm saying is the last time I played PSG, I knocked them out in the Champions League.
Okay.
Oh, we haven't forgotten about those controversial decisions, but okay.
There was a controversial decision in that PSG game as well.
That's
But how are you feeling about that group?
how
How
you
are
got
you
the
feeling?
Brighton victory, but yeah, but hey, it's a new season, like you said.
Vin Diesel once said in a Premier League interview, winning is winning. It doesn't matter if you win by a goal or 2, winning is winning.
Okay.
So allow me to enjoy that the last time I played PSG, I knocked them out, guys. So if I face them again, I'm not afraid of PSG. I'm not afraid of RB Leipzig. I'm not afraid of who's this other team that's in our group here?
Who is that team? Is that Besiktas? I don't know. They had it in some other weird name.
Istanbul, Basak,
Yeah.
Yeah, is
So
it
they did it
Besiktas?
out.
What?
so.
You got
Yeah.
Turkey, bro?
Look, I know it's another small team in there. You don't know them much. Their neighbors are bigger than them. It's called City, but maybe you don't know. With United.
True. I think you saw gone, you. I can't wait. Imagine celebrating third place only to get knocked out.
Guys, all I'm saying is the Champions League hasn't started yet. What we know about the Champions League, it surprises us all. So let us wait for the games to happen. You understand what I'm saying? I'm no longer in the naughty league. I'm with the big boys now. So please do not throw shade. Please do not throw shade if you are still waiting to come into the club.
You know what?
Okay.
If you're there, be like Liverpool and go
I am
compete
just as
for it.
much
I don't
rusty
care.
in
It's
the
no use
Champions
being
League
there
you
and
do
being the
now.
salt in the pot.
There's only two people that can talk here. I don't know why I actually brought the question up. Davy, how do you feel about Champions League? It's not these guys here. Ignore them, bruh.
You'll
They
join
should
me in
wait to get into
Europa
the club.
soon, don't you worry. You'll join me in Europa, don't you worry.
Our group, look, is a bit tricky. We've got Ajax and Atalanta. I think Ajax wasn't too bad. But they
it's
lost
like
most
the
of their
same
players.
Ajax after all the
Yeah,
sales.
They're not the same, yeah. So there's hope for us to progress. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm excited.
Nah, it's good. Because
Lovely.
what I like about the Champions League, man, is like I said, it offers excitement. There's a lot of surprises. And the only thing about the Europa League is only after like your 400th game, then it builds excitement. You understand what I'm saying? So, which means like you play 400 games, my man. In the group stages. That's a lot of games.
Sure.
Okay.
And your guys'
is the
draws only taking place like in January or something. Your group stage draw.
January.
No, it's fine. No,
the
hey,
format
you're
in the
playing,
Champions League, at
you're
least
playing
play to win
yourself
it this
tired
time.
just to come into Europa, so it's fine.
You know
guys
what?
know
This
that
time,
the
don't just play in
format
the
is
Champions
still-
League for the music.
Sorry,
Pardon?
Devin, man. Do you know if the format is still the same as last season, or are they going?
I don't know. I didn't. Honestly, I didn't pay attention to it earlier. I was busy with other things, but I don't know. I actually want to check that. Actually, double check it. I know what you mean, like the one-legged knockout round, that type of thing. Are
Yeah,
you referring to that?
Yeah.
No,
I-
they're gonna. I think they're going back to the old way. Remember, it was just the COVID thing where they had to rush everything to get everything done and everything.
Yeah.
So I think they are going back to the normal way. It's the same like with the whole 5-sub rule, and now been scrapped as well as the water breaks. So all that stuff's been taken away. It was just to
Okay.
sort out the
Isn't the
COVID
5-sub rule
situation.
back now? Did they bring the
No.
5-sub?
Nah,
I know they removed
Three
it.
subs.
three subs.
Majority of the managers in the Prem all were against it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the managers
I
were
know.
like, I think 16 out of the 20 managers all said no to the 5-sub rule,
5-sub.
Yeah.
as well as the
That
whole
would
water
count in Europa because that would count in Europa because the amount of games you guys are going to be playing like in league or something. But yeah, don't worry about the 5-sub.
Yeah, you'll worry about it soon. You'll be there shortly. Don't worry. Watch this space. You'll be there soon. Don't worry. That does say welcome to the plate section of Europe. Welcome to the VAR. Welcome.
You're gonna get a little Twitter picture over there. We missed you.
Yeah, David,
Welcome
We
to
David,
missed
man,
Manchester.
we're
you.
gonna listen to that.
Welcome.
Oh, can't wait for that. Man.
Lovely.
Tuesday
That's the only reason why you're there for the music.
There we
night
go.
and Wednesday. And
As
this
they
one
said,
walking
like
his
salt
hands
in
on
the
a nice
pot.
rainy evening. A nice rainy evening in Manchester. Yeah,
You get them
you guys
proper
must wait till
ripping
Thursday.
Maguire again.
I must wait till
Yo, you're gonna see
Time.
Brimbo in his
Eating
prime
Rashford
again.
for breakfast.
But now what
Come
you
on.
can do is when you finish work, you can take a 6-hour nap because apparently you guys play like 11 o'clock now. I don't know. I must wait till
No, I go all the way, brother. I go all the way in these things. I don't just go until a certain point. I don't die out an hour before the game like a certain club that went into 3 semi-finals last season and came home with nothing. I go all the way.
Yeah,
I
how
said
did
it's a
that
good thing,
go?
my man.
How did that go? How did that go now again? Only
Like I
broke
said,
a
like, for
record.
me, he broke a record, but we were never in 3 semi-finals before. So of course he broke a record. You feel me?
Yeah, so you
A record needs to be
confident
broken if you
for
want it.
making 3 semi-finals? You happy?
We made 3
That's
semi-finals.
weird.
Other teams made 1 or 2 semi-finals. So for me, it was like, okay. If I also look at it, guys. Where were we December last year? We were 16 points off the pace. Just hold on.
You know.
Calm.
Okay, go on.
No, let him land. I want to hear this.
We were 16 points off the pace. we were everybody wrote us off. Step by step, we came back into things. We in the third, three semifinals. Yes, we got knocked out of all three. But guys, when last was United in three semifinals? Yes, it doesn't count as anything. But I'm just saying that's a building. That's a building step. We need to build on that. This season, we need to get higher than that. Get into a final of something. So for me, it's like it's not the best performance, but we got into three semifinals and we ended third. So at least
dude.
look at that.
Have you fair, but are you guys gonna eat him alive or what? Are you guys gonna? Are you guys gonna counter his argument?
You know,
if you're not gonna
Van
recognize that,
Diesel
then there's
once
no
said
point in
something
this
in the
conversation.
Prem, man. Tell Van Diesel once said something in the Premier League, man. No matter if you win by an inch or a mile, no matter if you win by a goal or two, winning is winning.
You know the fact that
Have
you guys
anything
won
you
the
want to
FA
say
Cup.
to him? Anything you want to say to Dale? On these three semi-finals, he sees progress.
Man, Bill Shankly said if you first you win something, you know, but if you second, means nothing. So
Do
you
you
can't
remember
even talk about it.
Hooker was in the FA Cup and the Carling Cup semi-final 5 years ago? I don't.
Yeah. Don't remember that.
But hey,
Fair enough,
you're in a building
gentlemen.
phase.
You can get me on that.
You
All
remember
I'm
in the
saying, as a
like
United
7 years ago?
as a
Does
United
anyone remember that?
as a United supporter, that those are the things that we set down as goals. You have Arsenal, you have your goals and visions for your team. Liverpool has theirs. All I'm saying is what I say is recognize that we ended in three semi-finals and we ended third on the log. Just recognize that. I'm not saying it's good. It's a good result, but just recognize that where we were in December, no one expected us to be in three semi-finals.
Okay, so that's progress for you then in that sense. For
Progress.
me,
It's progress.
all I
Of course
see
it
is
is.
United is a Make-A-Wish Foundation. They just make a wish and hope for a penalty. Give the ball to Bruno Fernandes and inshallah, I mean, whatever, and do whatever. There's no style of play. Your manager's face looks just so small.
The opponent
If I eat it,
tackling you.
when was it any of you eat a jelly bean? Have you seen the jelly baby's face? So small. That's what Ole looks like. In fact, I want to know what do you think Ole looks at that screen? Because my man is just sitting like this on the screen. The game is here.
Watching cartoons.
You think he's
Man's
watching Fast and the
watching
Furious,
cartoons
watching
over
Vin
there.
Diesel?
Good one, guys. Good one.
Oh, no, good one.
Good one.
Carry on because we're going way off topic here.
Thumbs
Our
up for
lineup
you.
is out. I
Thumbs
didn't
up
even
for
check
you.
the lineup, Davino.
Yeah.
Who's our player of the week? Who's our star of the week? Hey, I'm going VAR-dy, eh? I don't know what you guys
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, what was the
I have to
question?
give it to him.
Our star of the week, star performer of the week.
The hat-trick hero,
Body
my
in the
man.
party.
I'm going
The
VAR-dy,
hat-trick
guys.
hero.
I have to
Special
give it to
mention to
Body in the party.
special mention to Dominic Calvert-Lewis, eh? Banging on
Another
fire
hat trick, eh?
Scored
Hey,
last night, a hat-trick as
you
well.
gotta give it to Amis also.
Oh, another one.
Mm.
They have serious
That
force,
man
huh?
is gelling
Yeah.
into the frame. I honestly expected him to struggle a little bit because look, any foreign international that first touches down in the frame, it's
Guys,
very
you know what?
seldom they link so quickly.
Just
in.
also while we're at the Devi, you asked at the beginning of the season who's gonna be like that player that's gonna the one to watch or the one that's gonna be a surprising player. Bruh, Patrick Bamford, me bro. What you guys take on that line, me, bruh?
Nah,
That
definitely.
man is on
Yeah.
fire, me bro.
He is
Like
on
for real,
fire, actually.
He's banging it.
Leeds got something in there, bruh, me bro.
Mm.
But
So is that
that's how-
your player
that's
to
how
watch
it
out?
is
I think that's a
always.
very good shout.
Like,
Every
I'm
season,
gonna-
new
I'm gonna-
promoted clubs.
I'm gonna take some time out and watch Patrick Bamford, bruh, because that man is making waves, bruh.
Yeah, no, Leeds are a solid unit. There's no way they're going down. Again, are we gonna go with VAR-dy as our star performer of the week?
Yeah, sure.
Give it to
Definitely.
Body.
My side.
Body.
Body also.
Now
Body,
my favorite, my flop of the weekend. Dale, I'll start with you.
Uh-huh.
I'll start with you. Who's the flop of the weekend?
Flop of the
Right.
weekend.
Flop of the weekend. Try to keep it neutral. Don't go biased now, because I can actually see you going. You're looking for what Arsenal player played cuck over the weekend.
Nah. I'll actually go with United. I'll go with United. Although we got the result, I'll go with that. Like I said to Devin earlier on in this video, is that 5 defenders brought up in the 88th minute and we conceded a goal in the 90th. Flop. Bad call. You don't do stuff like that. 5 defenders, you bring up a 5th defender to lock up against a Brighton team, and then you still concede, and the player was wide open. Very bad. Flop, Manchester United's defense.
Okay. Davino, yours?
Yeah, I actually can't even think of one at the moment, Devin, man.
Should I move it on to Fabo and we can come back to you?
I think it was just
But also, while Devin is asking that question, just remember, if Lacazette was Tupac shooter, Tupac would still be alive.
Nice one. I'll let you have that one. It's fine. Fabo, your flop of the week while David's thinking of it.
City. I have to give it to City. Pep. I don't know what's going on with Pep. Yeah, that little show that Leicester put on there. Oh, it was a shocker. Like if you lose, I can see a loss of like 1 goal, 2 max. But Leicester played them out of the park, like a small team. Like we literally treated them like Manchester United, small team.
Yeah, nice. I'll agree with that one. Davino, are you ready?
Yeah, I think I agree with Fabian here. With Pep and Man City as a whole, they've been poor this past weekend. I think Leicester has been their bogey team, but the way they performed was poor.
Yeah, definitely. Pep does have a lot of work to do, and he signed Ruben Diaz, but I don't know if that's going to help the situation. My flop of the weekend is the referees. I'm going with the referees this weekend.
Ooh.
And I'm not even talking about Arsenal's game. I'm talking about Crystal Palace, Everton. I'm talking about Newcastle and Spurs. That was just a shocker. And I'm going about United, Brighton also. It was just a shocker. I'm going with him.
Just before we end here, what is a shock about the call? Let me just hear from you guys. What is a shock about that?
No, about the ref.
United.
Yeah.
The ref.
United games.
Yeah. You're referencing
I've
the
already
last
spoken
goal.
about the United game.
No, you said we're going to get back to the point of the last call.
What last
You're
goal?
saying the refereeing of United.
Of United's game.
Because the game is done.
Handball.
The game is done.
My only issue is the moment they scored that the equalizer, the game's over there. Why they still added the extra minute and a half? They still added the extra. Look, it was a penalty, definitely. But why they still added the extra minute and a half was beyond me.
I can't comment on that, David. But what I can say is there was no bad call in what the ref done. And I'm going according to the law.
I have the problem of when it happened.
Wait, Faba.
Okay.
What do you mean when did it happen? It's a call. Then it's the call you're talking about.
I'm saying now. I'm not saying.
The law book states, and especially with the new rules, an incident happened during game time. Did they blow before the ball hit Mapao's hand, or was it after?
No, it was before. But my thing is this, no?
So the ref blew after.
Yeah.
The ref blew after.
Yeah, but look, my thing is this, no? No, wait, tell. Where was the ref when that incident happened? Where was he looking when that ball came in? Was he looking there at the... He was watching the whole entire scenario happen. He saw exactly what was happening. He saw he saw where the ball also went. He blew because he saw nothing was wrong.
I didn't even see it. It was so quick. That is why VAR was there. They helped us get the 3 points. Shout out to VAR.
But the ref watched every single thing as it happened. It's not a matter of his view was scared. He saw the header. He saw where the ball went against it. And he said nothing was wrong. And that's why he blew the whistle. It's only until every single United fan bombarded him and said, no, go look at the screen. Go look at the screen.
Was the yellow cards
What's
given to
that all
Arsenal
about?
in the Liverpool game? Was it fair?
What?
Which one?
The yellow cards was given to Arsenal in the Liverpool game. Was it fair?
No, I was talking
Of
about the yellow
Monday.
cards.
Eh?
Who's talking about the yellow cards? Why are you comparing
No, I'm
apples
saying.
with oranges?
No,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is referee calls. These are things that the referee sees. We as supporters, we've seen it over the years, where refs are seeing things right in front of them, but they don't call for it.
Do you know what?
So if
Your
Faba's telling me that he could see it, why didn't he call it? That for me is
Yes.
like, bruh, it's been happening over the years. It's been happening. So don't just now assume a reference, a small stick of he was there, nothing obscured him, whatever. Faba, you know this as well as myself, Davey, and David, that we've been seeing these things where refs basically throw a blind eye, but they're literally looking at their foul, but they just don't call for it.
do you know
Yeah,
what?
because they, like I said, that's the whole entire discussion we had earlier about the refs and the decisions. They're not consistent. It's the exact same thing. You saw everything. It's only until every United fan a player bombarded him and said, go have a look. Since when does a player
That's
have a
Maguire.
ruling
I just
over a
think
ref, man?
Maguire. The talents are good for that, my man. The
Do
talents
you
are
know
good for
what?
that. The
Mourinho
talent players
summed.
can send you off.
I think Mourinho summed it up perfectly in his latest comments, where he said, "You know what? We can actually be in the parking lot, and the ref will tell us, you know what? Come back on the pitch. There's a penalty for Man United." So,
We will never see
I
Exactly.
something
read
like
it.
that. We will never see something like that again in the Premier League. We will never
hey,
see
with
something.
United, I don't know. I'll never know.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
good luck.
let's come on to the predictions. Dale, let's
Yes,
start
sir.
with you. You got Spurs on the weekend.
Woo!
Ah,
Prediction?
lovely,
At
lovely.
Old Trafford.
A liquor injury-prone Spurs. Um,
Bale is
no
there,
son.
bro. Is Bale fit?
Bale's not fit to play. No, no. Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, it should be. He's been training 2 weeks already with the
Yeah,
squad.
David, is Bale
Bale's
fit? You
not
tell
fit.
me. I don't believe him.
I, I don't think he's fit, man. I don't think
Nah,
he's
I'm
ready.
sure he's fit, man.
Shima, don't believe him.
Yeah, I don't believe him.
Nah, I'm sure. Nah, he has to. Come on, he has to be fit. Look at Thiago.
Okay,
Thiago
but
was
Thiago is
positive
COVID.
corona. Yeah, it's
Uh,
COVID, yeah.
Yeah, it's because of Corona, but the thing is, Thiago still played. And literally like 2 weeks after he was there at pool and they slot him from a first team into the team. What's the difference with Bale then? Bale's been training with Madrid. We've been seeing that long hair flock up and down. Jose's been putting
Yeah.
him through the paces for the last 2 weeks, so why can't he start on Sunday? And it's also the
I,
perfect
I
time
doubt
for him to
I,
come.
I doubt he will start on Sunday, but he will probably be
Okay,
part of
not
the
start,
team.
but
I
you'll
doubt he
you'll
will
you'll
start.
feature.
But if
I
he's
can
in the
definitely
team,
see him feature.
if he's in the team, we won't bless him with goals like what Liverpool did in the Champions League final. But yeah, um,
Shout out
2-1.
Evan. Yeah, Evan gave us some insight into that one actually. Thanks, Evan.
Bell only had
Oh,
first training
okay.
session today, I think.
Mm.
So yeah, he's
Nah,
out.
nah,
He's
no.
injured again of that training
Okay.
session.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Prediction,
2-1 to United.
Davy.
I'm gonna go 1-1.
I'm also going 1-1. Getuie,
Same. It's a draw.
1-1.
Maybe
So
not
Dale,
1-1,
remember
but
how
like
it
2
works?
2. But
You
yeah.
guys have a nice conglomerate here, no?
Yeah. So you know how the prediction league works. 2 points for correct prediction and an extra 1 point for the correct scoreline.
Okay.
So yeah.
So yeah,
Villa
I stand
Liverpool.
2-1 to United.
That's a
Away.
Villa
runaway.
Liverpool.
Away from home, somebody's always got to go. Villa's the only team that hasn't conceded so far in the Premier League. But they only played 2 games.
Only played
Yeah.
But
Martinez.
Mings is looking hard there at the back. But I don't expect anything less from the Premier League champions, so I'm going for 2-0 Liverpool.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm expecting a 3-0 Liverpool.
3-0.
Dale, how about
3-0.
you?
I'm gonna go with a 3-love. I'll go with Fab on that one. 3-love.
I'm gonna go with three.
Liverpool.
Faba as well. I'm gonna go 2-1. Simply just because you can't let my former goalkeeper concede 3, man. Emi Martinez, baby. Emi Martinez is there.
I have him in my team.
Guys, yo, I don't want to get into it, yo.
Mm.
Arsenal,
2-1
Sheffield.
to Sheffield. 2-1 to Sheffield.
I want to start by Papa first. We didn't win.
Oh, sorry.
I want to start
Woo!
by you. Can't just jump in.
Audacity. I'm expecting
You know what? Seeing as
3-1.
you jump the gun, go ahead. What do you say? 2-1 Sheffield.
2-1 to Sheffield.
At the Emirates.
Emirates, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
You know how
Audacity.
Sheffield have started the league.
Yeah. Sheffield
Audacity.
is the only team that hasn't scored yet so far in the Premier League.
Hey, that's like that's
Arsenal.
scary against Arsenal, young.
Arsenal, when they get their first defeat, and history has proven it, consecutive results after that doesn't go their way. So I'm just going based on what I've seen on previous seasons.
Okay.
So I will go with 2-1. I'm not looking at Sheffield stats. I'm just going based on what Arsenal has shown me, I would say, over the past 3-4 seasons.
Okay. Fair enough.
They will prove
2-1.
me right. They will prove my theory right.
Davino?
I'm going to go 3-1 Arsenal. I think Sheffield will score this weekend, but they're not winning. I'm going to go 3-1.
I'm going with the same scoreline as well, 3-1. Yours, Katayo?
2-love.
Clean
We
sheet.
win
I
the-
hope.
Nah,
I
we're going to.
I hope. But gentlemen, thanks a lot. It's been awesome as always. It's been magnificent. I think we can do another one on Tuesday. What do you guys reckon? Depending on our schedules.
I'm good.
7 is a nice time.
Yeah, 7 is a nice time. Yeah, me and Devon and Fabo have to jump out. You know, there's teams playing tonight.
Yep.
The two trophy winners.
Joyce.
But again, gents, as I said again, it's been awesome. Thank you. You know what? Thank you, three of you, for running the pod while I jumped off, while I had my connectivity issues. I can't thank you guys enough for bearing with me. But it's been awesome to those in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. It's your boy DVD. It's Dale. It's Davino, Fabo. And we're out.
So, boys.
Amen.
Guys,
Thanks,
have a good
David.
one.